to everybody. Last week we started speaking about what a person is allowed to, till what time a person is allowed to have a meal on Su'udah Shlishit and continue the meal after the Tzedek Kohavim. So we spoke about 3 levels. So if a person has a bread meal, Hamotzi Lechem Min Haaretz, since the bread meal, Halacha says you have to say Birkat Hamazon in the same place you ate the meal, Halacha says that since it's an important thing, you're allowed to continue it after Tzedek Kohavim. Because it's considered to be as an important Hashuv thing. It says, second level is Mezonot. Person sometimes says, Rabbi, I cannot have bread. I'm too full. I don't have whatever the reason is. He doesn't have bread. He wants to say, Seudah Shlishit on Mezonot. Says the Halacha, if he doesn't have bread, he's allowed to do Seudah Shlishit on Mezonot. Say Bracha Borei Minei Mezonot. But this says Rav Ovadia is allowed to continue up to Tzedek Kochavim. Tzedek Kochavim is give or take about 15 to 20 minutes after Shki'ah. Right now it's about 8:40, 8:35, around that time. On Seudah Shlishit past 8:35, 8:40, if he eats mezonot, he has to stop already because he has to make sure to do the havdala. He cannot have food before havdala. Says the third level, it's if a person is drinking 3 ounces of wine. Says the halacha, with 3 ounces of wine, if a person drinks in one shot 3 ounces of wine, could be grape juice also, he's allowed to continue that up to Shki'ah. 8:25 comes, no more drinking anymore, no more eating anymore. But Rabotai, this is only no more drinking for drinks that they are sweet. But they are drinks that they are water, says the Gemara, in the house of Rabbi Hiya, la kabdi amaya. They were not careful about water before Havdalah. Says the Gemara, but water before Kiddush, you're not allowed to have. Why are you allowed to have water before Havdalah? That's the question of the Gemara. Answers the Gemara, whenever Shabbat is coming into the person, into the Shabbat, it's like a guest that comes into your Shabbat, into your house. Binyamin John, whenever you have a guest coming into your house, do you make sure your tie is in the right place, your belt, your shirt, your jacket? The guest is just coming in. Whenever the guest left the house, the table is not as clean, the tie is already half there, the shirt is not 100% tucked in, right? Why are you not so careful? Why? The guest already is leaving. So says the Gemara, because when Shabbat is coming in, you are very careful. Even water before Kiddush, not allowed. But if you are, when the Shabbat is coming out, is havdala. Havdala Shabbat is coming out. So since the guest is coming out, we're not so careful. Water, you're allowed to have. So that's what says the Gemara. Water before Kiddush, not allowed. But before havdala, it is allowed. So if a person is eating mezonot, after Tzedek Kohavim, he's not allowed to continue eating the mezonot. He's not allowed to continue drinking and eating other things. But water, says the Halacha, will be allowed because it's on the way out from the Shabbat. However, the Arizal HaKadosh says, even water, a person should be not drinking. So if a person is very thirsty, he's allowed to follow Halacha. He doesn't have to follow the Kabbalah. But if, Coca-Cola is a lot of sugar there. On 1 cup of Coca-Cola, there's 15 sugar spoons. So it's a lot of sugar there. It's not water. Halacha says water you're allowed to have before the Havdalah. But Arizal says the water you should also try to not to drink before the Havdalah. If possible, be mahmir like the Arizal also. If it is very hard for a person, before Havdalah, he's allowed to drink water. Before Kiddush, no water, but before Havdalah, he is allowed to drink water.